This is WarCry. WarCry For Our Children. Where the street meets the sanctuary and purpose meets power. Join me, Elder M, intercessor, street evangelist, prayer warrior, advocator for justice. We stand in the gap in the streets, in the courtyards, in the schoolyards, in the church, and on the block. This ain't just prayer. It's intercession. It's advocacy. We deal with real problems. Criminal justice, social justice, gun violence, social media, catfishing, human trafficking, mental illness, education disparities. We deal with it all here on WarCry. Our community has a voice. It's called WarCry. Each week, we link arms with community leaders, educators, pastors, parents calling out injustice. This is WarCry. This is not just a podcast. It's more than a moment. This is a movement. Join us. Let's give a voice to the problem and be the solution. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep them going. WarCry. We're going to speak out for our children. Let freedom ring? No. There cannot be freedom until there's justice. WarCry. Join us Mondays, 11 a.m. I'm just about to lose my mind. This is WarCry. They're trying to turn time back. But let us get out and give a voice to the problem. This is WarCry. Join us, be with us, or be gone. Don't push us. This is WarCry. Trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. We're not going under. This is WarCry.
Welcome, family. Welcome. This is WarCry for Justice. Yes, for justice. This is WarCry. Welcome. Tell everybody to tune in because we have another dynamic show that's going to blow your mind. This is WarCry, an urban radio station crying out for our people. As you know, this is Black History Month. But every day is Black History Day. And is it really our history if they could tell it all in a month? James Brown said it better than I could ever say it. Say it loud. I'm Black and some of us are not proud to be Black. Some of us changed the way we look. Our skin colors changed the way our bodies are. Don't want to have this, big nose. I understand it. But some things just go with who we are. We are a resilient people. We shall fight and we shall win and we shall stay on this wall until victory is for everyone. This is WarCry. WarCry for justice. WarCry for Jesus. This is not your reality shows. This is your reality. We're not politically correct, but we're Christ correct. We're bringing you some things that you wouldn't hear anywhere else. And only the strong can survive. Let's bring our host on. Come on in. We have a dynamic cast of people here. We thank God. We thank God. We thank God. I have my long lost cousin, Glynn Simmons. He's here with us, and I thank God for him. I salute him, not as the United States did, because the United States did nothing for this brother, but I salute him with power to the people. Can everybody say power to the people?
Power to the people.
Power to the people. Come on, power to the people. Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. That's right. That's how this brother survived. So before we even get into this and do the introduction, I want the engineer just to put on a short video for us right now that I've picked out.
On behalf of the Boston Police Department, the Mayor's Office, and the entire city of Boston, I want to say to Mr. Swanson and Mr. Bennett, the entire Bennett family, and Boston's entire Black community, I am so sorry for what you endured. I am so sorry for the pain that you have carried for so many years. What was done to you was unjust, unfair, racist, and wrong to every Black resident. I am sorry not only for the abuse our city enacted, but for the beliefs and the bias that brought them to bear in the first place. There is no world in which a piece of paper undoes the harm of this part of our history. But it is my hope, and the hope of our entire administration, that you might accept this letter of apology as a small step toward accountability for the damage done by our city.
This is the mayor of Boston apologizing to a group of Black men that was falsely charged and locked up. I think that when our Black men are falsely charged and locked up, I think the state government needs to apologize. What do you guys think? Starting with you, Dr. Eric, starting with you. Just introduce yourself, starting with you. Do you think the government needs to apologize when they make a mistake? Let's go.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Blessings. My name is Eric Laudet. I am working with several organizations. I'm a clinical consultant and licensed clinical social worker and psychologist working with fathers and families, fathers and sons. And we have a special organization called Fathers Forward, where we're going in the community, reaching out to the public schools right now and organizing fathers groups. I feel that not only should they apologize, there needs to be reparations. Now, what do I mean by reparations? I just don't mean money. I just don't mean maybe a few acres or whatever they give, but everything, including bank accounts, including housing, including justice, including training other policemen how to really do work, not do prison work.
Now hold it. Let me just say something. It sometimes goes beyond police. It's the whole corrupted justice system. Now, This is in no way trying to put down the justice system, because we do have some good people out there. But this is to pinpoint the injustices. And while you are here, Dr. Gaudet, what does it mean for you to be Black? This is the only month you should celebrate your history, 29 days. So what does it mean to be Black?
Excuse me, Blackness is every day. I wake up every day and I'm Black. It's no special day for me. And then when I go outside, I know I have a target on my back. We are actually here, and I am so happy to see such wonderful brothers and sisters here to support what we are doing. And I just want to say, I know this is off script, but Mr. Simmons, God bless you, brother. My heart, my soul, and my being goes out to you. You are awesome.
Yes.
And if there's anything I can do, I will do it for you.
Well, we're going to support him. We're going to hear his story. Trevor Patton, introduce yourself, and you're going to have to put it on your camera and be very still. This is being recorded and will be going on Mr. Simmons' website. What do you think it means to be Black in America?
Well, what I think it means to be Black in America has to do with how they had changed the lexicon of the definition of the word Black. They have changed to Black. That's not one of the beautiful colors of the world, but they have changed Black to be negative, sullen, evil, witchcraft. And because it's in their psyche, in American psyche, that you will find in their dictionary, this is what they use. So to be Black, yes, as the brother said, is a target on you back as a Black man. But guess what? It's a target on our back Black as Black women. It doesn't matter if you're woman, child, boy, girl, because you are Black. it is a negative connotation in society because of the Jim Crow has never died. He is still walking a representative and still hoping the wall in the Senate. That's never
now, I need to ask you a question. Since you all fired up, my sister, do you think that the President of the United States should be giving Mr. Simmons a pardon and helping him get the rest of his money that's owed?
Absolutely.
I think Biden and Kamala Harris need to get involved with this. What do you think, Patton?
I think that they need to get involved with it. I think that they're not only to be able to give him restitution from the time that he worked, did they take his education away from him? Was he planning on going to school? All of that should be taken into consideration. They're talking about all this other stuff. Let them put their money where their mouth is and give restitution to this man who was unjustly imprisoned for all of this time. Do something, Biden. You talk to Black people, then do something.
Yeah, because guess what? We're looking at you because you need our vote. Okay, come on in, Pastor Payne. Come on in, Payne. What you think about this? Do you think we should get some restitution? Do you think we should be talking? Come on in, Payne.
Oh, he should definitely get restitution. That's number one. But I believe the President of the United States should say something, because if the President of the United States says something, that's from the head, that's from the top, and others should follow behind that. But it starts at the head. We got to start at the head in the very beginning. Right. And like I said, this is what it takes. But what we need to do is get some Black lawyers and get our people out there, and we support one another, because they didn't have the good lawyers and everything to get what they had. That's why they got over on us. We never get the best. So to be Black right now, I have to achieve even more, because they're putting us down. But I'm going to prove that you're wrong. We are good and we are the best.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, Monty, I need you to come in. I know you're sitting there waiting because you're my Black social activist. You're ready. So what do you think about all this you heard? Do you think that Biden, Kamala Harris, or the Black Caucus need to mention Mr. Simmons' name on the House floor? What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely, because they stripped him. They took his life away from him. And you know, you have people that they use as traitors, and they'll send them with another ID, another life, and they'll talk about that. But he's a Black man, so he was the target. They stripped him from his whole life. So they owe him, they got to expunge his record, clean his record. They have to give him, they got to compensate him for all the time that he's been in jail. And they just can't give him anything. They got to give him a whole new life, because they already put it out there already that he did a crime. So the public is looking at him as a criminal already. So they have to talk it. The president have to say that we did wrong to this man, and we want to let the public know that he did not do this crime. So he need the whole slate need to be clean, and they definitely got to pay. There's no money in the world that can give them the comfortability of someone taking your life. So there's no number that they can give him to make him feel comfortable. But I feel like they should give him over $15 million. Me personally.
Yeah, I agree with that. You agree with that, Mr. Simmons? More, I agree with that. Now let me say something to you. Justice is not, I need everybody to put your phone on mute because it's an echo. Justice is not even. Unfortunately, it's always lopsided. And it appears to be lopsided for us because we are people that do more talking than action. We've got to really get behind Mr. Simmons. I have a ministerial group. They have taken up over $300. We're going to be sending money to his GoFundMe page. See, it's time for us to put our mouth and action together. This is a brother that served how can you repay somebody for 48 birthdays, 48 Christmas? How can you repay the years that he spent? How can you? No, he can't be paid that way. But guess what? He can be compensated. So for the rest of his life, and he's going to live to be 100, he's going to be compensated because guess what? We want to let him live the finest life. Now we're going to bring Mr. Simmons in. Mr. Simmons. Yeah, Mr. Simmons, come on up front. Come on up front. Oh, put you on, my brother. You know what? I salute you. I love you. We got to give a mute and clap so everybody can help. We honor you today. We honor your survival. We honor your tenacity. We honor your resilience. We honor your bravery. We honor you beat the odds. We honor you today because the system was not set up for you to be here. What you guys don't know is Mr. Simmons had received a death sentence. He was supposed to be put to death, but the state of Oklahoma overturned the death bill. So that's why he had life. They would have killed this brother and he was innocent. How many more of our black men have been killed and they've been innocent? See, Republic states, Democrat states, they all have different rules. Look what happened in Alabama when that man was killed with the injection of that new chemical. It took him 22 minutes to die. So we've got to really know what's going on and stay woke. Mr. Simmons, come in and tell us how you're doing and what happened and what's going on. Go ahead, Mr. Simmons. New York wants to hear from you.
Good morning, panel. First, I want to say I'm humbled, and it's an honor, and I'm grateful to have the support. This is the first panel of black folks I've had the support of since I've been out. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My story is one of many. You know, mine is heard, and there's many more stories exactly like mine that hasn't been heard. I want to be the voice of the ones that hasn't been heard, you know, with this platform. What happened to me can't be, you know, what happened can't be, what was done can't be undone. We all know that. But everything in the universe must be accounted for. You know, it's a grain of sand in the whole universe. It must be accounted for. So what they did, you know, there's accountability, you know, but justice, that's something that God dispenses. You know, what I've been looking for the last 30 years is mercy. It was not to be found in this Oklahoma, you know, judicial system. You know, I'm good right now, though. I'm real good. I'm real happy. I would like to say I'm the happiest man on the planet. You know, practically at the end of my life, I'm living my best life. You know, and it's all good for me right now. Yeah, it's a fight. It's a fight to go on, and you know, it's what I'm built for, though, to fight. You know, so we ready.
Oh.
All right. Can't hear you.
Okay. Take us, Mr. Simmons, take us back 48 years to what happened. You know, we know of so many black men, black boys, the Central 5 boys that was just picked up, put in the lineup. That's injustice. Take us back, if you can, to what happened.
Okay. It happened in 1975. I just turned 21 in November of 74. And in January, I came to Oklahoma to live with my aunt. She had just left from Christmas vacation in New Orleans. That's where I'm from, New Orleans. I came back to Oklahoma. 30 days later, I was arrested for a crime that happened in a place that I had never been to. You know, I hadn't been to it like 4 months ago that I went to that place that where the crime, where they said I killed somebody. But anyway, they arrested me on a bogus robbery charge. And the people that got robbed came down and said that they'd never seen me before. So while I was sitting in jail waiting to leave, a detective told me, we need you to participate in the lineup. Well, I didn't, like I said, I had no experience with the judicial system. I had no previous convictions, adult or juvenile. I had no previous arrests except for disturbing the peace in a protest march, protesting anti-Vietnam with my older sisters and them, you know. So that's the only time I'd ever been arrested. So when they told me to participate in the lineup, I'm doing like I was taught to do, obey the authorities, obey the police. And I didn't know nothing about the right to a counsel or the right to refuse, you know, right to remain silent. I didn't know nothing about it. I was young and naive, and I was the ideal target. So they put me in the lineup and come back and tell me that this lady picked me out of a lineup on a murder case. Yeah, I was still believing in justice. I was still believing in the law. And I'm thinking it's just a simple mistake. it'll be corrected soon, and soon turn into later and years and years and years and decades, and it never did. But what I come to find out later was that it was my innocence that was my burden. If I had been guilty, it would have been a luxury, because I've done time with guys that entered guilty pleas for rape, robbery, murder, all kind of atrocious crimes. And they do a set number of years and go before the parole board and they say, I feel remorse for what I've done. I take responsibility for my actions. And they let them go. 6 to 18 months later, those same guys come back over and over again. But every year for 30, 40 years, I went up for the parole board and said, I'm innocent. I didn't do it. And so they would never give me parole. So my innocence was my burden. Nobody had done 48 years, 5 months and 13 days, even for crimes that they admitted to, And that's why I stayed in so long, because nobody didn't want to admit to guilt. Nobody didn't want to listen to it.
Now, let me come in and ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know this is a bogus question, and we probably know all the answers to the question already. How about your legal representation when you went there? How was your legal? I know, guys, don't scream at me, but the legal representation, did they give you legal representation when they put you in? How was that?
No, I hired my auntie and I hired an attorney, a black guy named Henry Floyd, friend of my auntie, drinking buddy, whatever, but he came in to represent me in 1975. 1975. This guy got a law degree because of affirmative action. They need so many black folks in this corporation, or black folks, how they was doing back then, trying to do the racial balance thing. And he was more afraid than I was, and I was the one facing the death penalty. He was so afraid of offending them white folks, in that jury room, So I didn't have no representation, legal representation. He was a poor imitation of an attorney, really. Years later, I found out that he had been reprimanded, suspended, disbarred 2 or 3 times and reinstated to keep doing it again and again. And now they didn't have no case, but the worst thing is I didn't have no representation. I clearly remember
now.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm gonna let you continue. Your charge was manslaughter, murder. What was the charge? This bogus alleged charge that they brought you in on. What was that charge?
First degree murder. They charged me with first degree murder. And at that time, Oklahoma had what they called a mandatory death penalty. It was no lesser included offense like a life sentence, or it was just murder. And if you found guilty of two or three elements, like the murder of a police officer, or in the commission of a felony, or you kill somebody, at a certain underage, then it was mandatory death penalty. The jury had no decision in the rendering of the punishment. So the high court, and that's the basic reason why my sentence was commuted from death to life. Because I didn't have a full trial by jury. Technicality. Other than that, I'd be, dead by now.
Dead. Thank God. Thank God. Now, did you appeal? Did your lawyer put any appeals in?
Not that first lawyer, but I've been hiring lawyers for 40 years. I mean, wow. I've had so many lawyers on this case, and I'm an 8th grade dropout. But during my stint on death row, when you're in them kind of situations, you're forced to be your best expression of yourself. And so I learned to read and I learned to write.
Good.
And I learned the law.
Good.
I learned how to apply. Thank you.
Awesome.
I learned litigation, and so I never did stop. I came to a reality when I was on death row. When I got when they commuted my sentence from death to life, I knew then that my options of ever getting out was few, very few. You could escape, you could die, you could get your case overturned, or you could make parole. But dying ain't gonna take care of itself. So there were 3 options on the table: get your case overturned, make parole, or escape. And I was determined not, to keep all those options on the table at all times.
And we're glad about that.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Simmons, let me come in.
Yeah, come
Here
in.
you were. How old were you when you went in?
21.
21 years old, going into a system that's corrupted, and they're telling you death row. Oh my God. Death row. A 21-year-old black man, and they're saying death row. Do you know how he must have felt? God, we can't imagine the pain this man, and then they put you on death row. You was there with people on death row, and you were innocent, and nobody listened. Now, they do say that if you go before the parole, if you don't admit to a crime, you never get out. That's your primary example. They wanted you to admit to something that you said, I'm innocent, which means that you were just going to be there.
Yeah.
How did you feel when the state changed from death row to life? How did you feel then?
You would think I would feel an extreme sense of gratitude, but at that time I was so pissed off and confused, you know. And being on death row every day waiting to die, you know, the electric chair it was real. I mean, they rewired the doggone thing and measured our head because they thought they had us dead, right? And so you had to come to terms with that, and you had to do it quickly. So yeah, I come off of death row, a very young guy with an old soul, old head, old wisdom, you know.
This is WarCry. This is WarCry. We're bringing it to you. This is Black History, and this is Glynn Simmons' Black History. This is his history because he was locked up for 48 years, and we need to know about this because guess what? Many more of our Black brothers and sisters have been put in jail illegally, and some of them are on death row or have lifetime because guess what? If you go to the parole board and you don't admit to something, guess what? You get put back in jail. Now we're going to open up the panel, and then we're going back to you, Mr. Simmons. Open up the panel. Pastor Payne, what do you want to ask? What do you want to bring out?
Yeah. Well, the sad thing about it, because we don't get good representation, that's number one. And it's to our Black people. When you look at the Black individual, we don't get good lawyers. They put us in jail. And sometimes, what if forbid if they would have killed him right there, death row, put him at the death penalty? That would have been another innocent brother gone. And when you look at it, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get rid of us slowly. If they can't get rid of us through guns, on black crime, they try to get us through jail. They try to get us from killing one. They're trying to destroy us, our people right now. We got to stand up, and that's why I want to see our young people get the education, become lawyers, become doctors, so we can help our own people. They're not going to help us.
And I got to say this. You know, this is me, and don't be a sellout because we see Mr. Simmons had a Black lawyer, okay? But don't be a sellout. Because so many of us go into different things, and either we sell out or we're bought out.
Very true.
And we forget who we are. Okay, Travis Patton, come on, what do you think about this? Questions.
My question is, I wanted to make a statement. What he had was an Uncle Tom lawyer. And as you just said before, when we think they're allowing us to get into their space, we become like, it was very important to me when he said to me how his lawyer was so afraid. How he was so afraid, because you put in these positions, either you're going to stand up and do the right thing or you're not. What you going to do? And he said that he had many lawyers over the years. I wonder, what were they? When they got too close to the fire, they were Uncle Tom's. And I applaud him that God spared his life, that when he went to that parole board, he told them, no, I didn't do it. I have nothing to be remorseful by because I didn't do it. I thank God that God covered that man's life so we could stand here and stand by him and let him know that there are people that understand your situation. We don't know your situation. We've never been in your situation, but we want you to know that we support your situation. And it's a crime that nobody, and I gotta blame some of these Black lawyers, Brother Simmons. I gotta blame some of them. Why did they come up and take the cause for you? Why didn't they? Even some of these white liberal lawyers, these bleeding heart liberal lawyers. Why did they come and take the course for you? I don't know, but I thank God that you're here, and I want to support you.
All right.
God, you're here.
Thank you very much.
Yes. New York is going to support you. I was with him in New York. We are going to support him. Monty, come on in, Monty.
Well, God bless you, and I thank God for giving you your freedom. And what I think about your whole situation is that them people in Oklahoma hated your existence, even the lawyers. You know, when you talk about Jim Crow and the Willie Lynch situation, it was like them black men that was representing you, they was a part of the system. And they was doing what them people was telling them to do. Really, they took you out of your natural life. Then they put you, and you was unprotected in the jail system. So when I say they try to take your whole existence, they took you out of the natural life and put you in a jail cell where you had to fight every day for 48 years of your life.
Mm-hmm.
That it don't make sense to me. But you was targeted because of your color. It hurts my heart to know that you've been through that. But I know that we serve a mighty God. It wasn't for you to die. It was for you to be the example of what our people go through in this country. So even though the system want to do what they're doing, we got a bigger system, and that's the system of God. God is going to, reparation is coming to you, but your story need to be told all around the world. This is nothing that can be swept under the rug. Mm-hmm. We have to join forces with you, and we got to make a march to Washington. That's what we should do for you, because like you said, there's many other people.
Wait, Monty, I got to come in. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Come on, no justice, no peace. Power to the people. It's time for us scared Negroes to come out, just like the church. The church needs to come out from behind the walls. COVID is over. Get your double mask, church, because we need to rally behind Mr. Simmons, because he's in Oklahoma. Oklahoma did not give him any money. They put him out broke, and he's going to tell you about that. Not only was they wrong, they put you out broke and wrong. Now that's a double identity. We're going to have Eric. Come on, Dr. Eric. Come on. What you got to say? No justice, no peace.
No peace.
No peace.
Now, I want to celebrate those people who worked with you, Simmons. That was the Innocence Project of New Orleans. Have you heard of them? They never
did nothing to me. They never stepped up.
They never did that, huh?
They never did nothing to me. NAACP, none of the organizations never stepped up.
That's amazing, because they are advertising that they have saved or exonerated over 56% of the people who have been arrested in New Orleans.
They did. Yeah. They never did. They never did help me. Especially in New Orleans.
You know, so I'm wondering why they did not do that, because they should be held accountable as well.
Exactly.
But we do need organizations like that who are going to be held accountable, and that we need to advertise it and know who they are. I know that, if I can digress here for a moment, that the initial reason for police officers in this country were slave catchers.
Yes,
they were the ones, and these are the descendants of the slave catchers who have actually incarcerated not only you, but all of our Black men and women. And so now they're getting to the children as well. We have children now in jail with people who are known criminals. And what's going to happen? That's what's going to go on. So it's going to be from cradle to prison. We're trying to change that.
Now, let me come in, Dr. Eric. Yeah. Mr. Simmons was 21. He was a young man put in prison with a lot of people who actually had committed these hard crimes. Now, life could have made him hard. Life could have made him hard, but Mr. Simmons is so humble, so understanding. He's a man of peace. He did not let what happened in the inside come out with him, and I thank God for that as well. So back at you, Dr. Eric. I just wanted to put that out. Because a lot of our brothers go in jail and they come out harder than they were before they went in because of the system.
And there's nothing that can help them to readjust to this. This is one of the programs that we need to establish. There are some in existence, but it's only a few. Now, the issue that I'm looking at too, for you, Mr. Simmons, is that there are not only reparations and all that, but they owe you a home. They owe you a bank account. They owe you any kind of transportation that you want, and they should have a day for you to have the key to the city, and that they should know who you are. You are a hell of a man. Now, everybody is talking about all religious and all that, but I see you as this is what I'm looking at, a very spiritual being, a very spiritual human being. And this is what we all need to embrace. So thank you very much for everything.
Amen. Let's go to the video. Engineer, let's go to the video. Let's go to the video.
America's longest-serving wrongfully convicted man was back in court today. Glynn Simmons served 48 years for a murder he did not commit.
This year, a judge tossed out Simmons' murder conviction. Today, Simmons was back in an Oklahoma County courtroom asking the judge to declare him innocent of the 1974 Edmond liquor store murder.
And that is exactly what Judge Amy Palumbo did. Simmons walked out with a legal distinction few ever received. He was declared innocent.
The finding of actual innocence is essential for Simmons to sue for compensation for the 48 years, 5 months, 18 days he spent behind bars for a murder he didn't commit.
What's been done can't be undone, but there can be accountability, and that's what I'm about right now, accountability.
He had 50 years stolen from him, the prime of his work life, when he could have been getting experiences, developing skills. That was taken from him by no fault of his own.
If Simmons wins a wrongful conviction lawsuit against the agencies involved in his arrest, trial, and imprisonment, Oklahoma state law limits his compensation to $175,000.
Now, can you believe they have limited? He can't get any more than $175,000. Mr. Simmons spent 48 years. How many days? How many days? How many minutes? How many hours?
5 months and 18 days.
Thank you. He spent all that time in jail, 48 years, and this is Black History now, and all he can get is $175,000. Now, come on, guys. We don't even have to tell you how wrong that is. We don't have to tell. $175,000 is worth a Black man's life, given 48 years in jail. Wow.
It's unfathomable.
$175,000. That's all Oklahoma could come up with. No, they could come up with much more, but that's all they want to pay him for his 48 years in jail. Mr. Simmons, I know when you got proven innocent, you felt good. How did you feel? Take us to that day that you had to go before the judge and stuff. Now, before you do that, the people who actually pointed you out, who actually said you were guilty, are they alive now?
Yes, there's one witness, one woman said that I was the perpetrator. Yes, she's still alive. But quietest thing, I mean, I got this attitude of gratitude that I don't give the right answers because people want me to talk about how bad she was and how wrong she was for misidentifying me. But I know the facts, and I know she's just as much as a victim as I was.
Absolutely.
With this wrong identification. And but she didn't identify me. She didn't identify me in the lineup. She didn't give no composite description of me at the scene of the crime. She said the perpetrator was 6 feet tall, 200 and some pounds. Guess what? I'm still 5'8", You know, I'm 180 now, but I was 150 pounds at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was greatly different from my physical description at the
Yes,
time.
sir.
She
Yes.
didn't identify me.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's a narrative that the press, that's the sensationalism. She identified another guy. He said, that's him, number 6 in the lineup. That's the one I seen in the store. She did it 3 times. But how did I get to the defense table at preliminary hearing 6 weeks later? How did I get there? It's no way I could get there without police conspiracy cover up. And nobody want to talk about that. You taking the cover off a lot of stuff. I call it, I don't call it miscarriage of justice. I call it attempted murder. That's what it was. They knew the death penalty was there. They deliberately hid the reports in the investigative reports and stuff. They deliberately hid it for 25 or 30 years until I had a private investigation and found them and gave them notice 25, 27 years ago. I gave them notice of my innocence. It still was, but because of procedural defaults, they would never look at the merits. You know, so I just kept fighting and fighting and fighting. It's a long drawn out thing. But let me say this one time.
Yes, sir.
Justice, we always talk about no justice, no peace. It's a beautiful slogan. Justice comes from God. You know, we get justice. There ain't no justice in this stuff. You can't make this just after 48 years, no matter what you do. You know, justice comes from God. All we can seek is mercy. You see, and this was Jesus brought. This was Jesus taught us that the law of mercy triumphs the law of justice. And for 30 years, I've been seeking mercy. You know, and I wasn't seeking justice from the people because wasn't no justice to be done after all of that time. After that experience, what they put me through, what did it look like? How do you give me justice? What do that look like? You know, so I seek that which triumphs justice, and that's mercy. But,
I'd like to step in just for a minute here, sir, and let you know that this is all planned and it is genocide. This is what we are calling genocide in the form of justice for this country. Now we have to turn it around, and I know that if each of us, there are over 13 million of us in this country, we can all put $1 together for you.
Please, that sounds good to me.
Yes, because Mr. Simmons came out and they're only going to give him 100. Now, Mr. Simmons, on that, I'm sure that you met a lot of good brothers when you were in there. And I know you want to go back and help them. I mean, because, hey, mercy is what they need as well. Tell us about your adventure in there and some of the people that you encountered.
Oh, in prison, you meet some of the best people and you meet some of the worst people. You know, the best people I met was in prison. The worst people I met was in prison. I met some real good people, man, real good people. And I still know some real good people. Prison do things to you. It does. That kind of incarceration, that kind of confinement. It'll take you one way or the other. You know, you're going down or you're going up. Me, I went down, down, down. I went to the bottom of the pit, came out to the other side. You know, I'm whole now. You know, the Pastor T.D. Jakes got this book out. You ever heard about the crushing? He talked about the crushing, the crushing of the grapes, and he talking about the grape is the only fruit that was grown deliberately to be crushed. And in its natural state, it might last 2-3, weeks, a month or so. But once you go through the crushing, you'll last 200 years. You become fine wine, And so we got, I've been through the crushing, and I'm mellow now. I'm good. At the end of my life, I'm living my best life. At 70 years old, everything I do is a first. So I really don't have time for anger and I really don't have time for it. I'm trying to enjoy the rest of this. And I would like to tell you, but I'll get into preaching and I'll start crying if I start telling you about the matter. Get to telling you about the matter.
Yeah, Yes, you can preach. Let me tell you, this is WarCry. This is Black History Month. You are our piece. You are part of our history. We salute you. We want to do everything we can to support you. I mean, it's no way can the government or anyone go back and justify or correct what they did. It's a tragedy. And we know when you came out, everything had changed. The cell phone, the cars, everything was different it was really a new world. I can't imagine when you walked out of there. Did you kiss the ground? Did you say glory, hallelujah? I mean, the feeling, yes, the feeling you had, victory shall be mine. And when you came out and knew that you even had to fight another battle to be proven innocent, so you had to do a trial. Did you have a trial? Was that a trial all over again, Mr. Simmons? For you to be proven innocent,
they didn't want me in no court. No, what they did was in July they exonerated me, and I was known as an exoneree. I didn't feel satisfied. I couldn't settle for that because I wasn't. To be exonerated is we letting you slide. We can't find you guilty, but we gonna let you slide. I'm like, no, you got to declare me actually innocent because that's what I am. And so I filed an appeal for the judge to change the order from exoneration to actual innocent. And she seen the point I was making, and she, called us back and gave me a declaration of actual innocence. First in Oklahoma history that ever been done. But you got to insist on it. You got to stay on it.
Come on, guys. The first in Oklahoma history. That's why they owe you, brother. They owe you more than $175,000.
That's less.
Because you are the first.
That's less than $3,600 a year.
Yes.
$175,000. Yeah, but that's the compensation that they give. But I just recently filed a federal lawsuit. I'm suing for hundreds of millions, and that won't even be enough.
Absolutely.
I'm also seriously thinking about running for governor of Oklahoma.
Well, you didn't see. I just put in the chat. I vote for you for president.
Yes, that's right. We salute you. We're gonna open it up to the panel again. Pastor Payne, what do you like to say?
Brother, I'm very proud of you. Keep up the good work. And you can be an example to other people to hold on. New York City, the 5 men that got arrested for crime. Mm-hmm. One of them is a councilman now. He became a councilman. He's out. And you could do the same thing. I do believe that God is with you, and you could do a lot of things. And I just feel so bad. And give me your GoFundMe page and whatever, because we want to support also. But you need to go to churches and let the church know also we got to get behind people to get some of these people out, innocent people. We got to start doing our job. Just besides sitting beside the wall, we got to go out there and start working. And again, my heart goes out to you. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, we want everybody. We're going to put the GoFundMe page in the chat. I told you the Ministers for Christ for the World, Bishop Butler, he's taking up $300. He's going to be sending down to the GoFundMe page. We got to put our money where our mouth is. Mr. Simmons is a part of the WarCry family. Amen. He's a part of us. That's what WarCry is all about. Travel Patton, what do you think? Any comments?
Oh boy, I have a lot of comments. First of all, I'll just say it's just an honor to even meet you, sir. I'm so glad that I'm in your presence to meet you. It's been such a wonderful experience. It's sad, but it's wonderful. Just to say that you had the strength, and I don't know how you could do it, that you could hold on like that. And I'm just so honored to be here, so honored to meet you. And I just want to know that my family will continue to support you also, because what you have done and what you have gone through is something I don't think anybody should go through. But the sad thing is about it, so many of our men and our women have gone through this, and there has been no voice for them.
Yes.
There has been no voice for them. But I thank God that there's now a voice. WarCry is a voice for the urban people, for those who, they don't care nothing about us. They done thrown us away. But thank God, God has risen a voice. that could hear the people that have been suffering, so the people can know that we have to raise our voice and let people know this is the reality of life. But I'm so glad to meet you, Mr. Simmons.
Thank you very much.
I'm very glad to meet you.
Okay.
My honor.
Monty, come on in, Monty. Comments, Monty.
Well, I look at you as an amazing man, and I thank God for you, because you're an example of what hope is. You kept the faith and you kept hope, and I'm just looking at you as an amazing man, because I'm just giving you me. I'd have been on fire, but in time heals wounds. But I'm just saying, brother, anything you need of me to assist you in, I'm there for you. Whatever you need from me, you could call on me. If you need me to come down to where you're at, I'll come and march with you. I'll come walk with you. I'll come talk with you. I'm a leader of a thing I host every first Saturday of every month called Am I My Brother's Keeper? Yes, I am. I will come and be with you no matter what it is that you need. I would help you.
Could I say this, Valerie, real quick?
Yes.
Real soon, in the next couple of weeks, I'm planning on launching my my nonprofit. I got this nonprofit that I'm setting up, Grace Redemption Salvation, a formula for reintegration. This for the brothers that's coming out.
Yes.
My objective is to curtail recidivism. I can't catch them from the front end putting them in, so I leave that to the lawyers. But coming out, I had a lot of brothers came out of prison with degrees and good intentions and everything, and they wound up coming back. And the recidivism rate shows that if it's 100 guys getting out today, within 6 to 18 months, at least 70 of them will be back. And this statistics have stood steady for over 30 or 40 years. So when numbers stay that steady, it got to be somebody got their hands on the scale and making sure this happen. So this recidivism thing has become an economic situation where if I curtail recidivism, then a lot of people are gonna lose their jobs.
Yeah,
you're gonna cause unemployment in other areas. So we unbalancing, So, I got out 6 months and 12 days ago. Within the first 3 weeks I was out, I had my identification, my Social Security, a place to live, my health insurance, but because I had what we call a wraparound support system. There's a lot of reintegration programs out here, but none of them is as intensified as don't have the right intensity that we need to readjust. Becoming to prison for one reason or another. Your little homies told on me, I slipped and got caught, but whatever it was, you couldn't compete in this highly competitive society, and they wound up locking your butt up. Yeah, you had to learn to adjust to this artificial society. And so you won't get right.
Hold it, Mr. Simmons. You said artificial society.
Yeah, it's the prison, artificial society. I mean, you got to reverse. You have to reverse your normal human psychology in order to exist. So when they come out, the society is 1,000 times more competitive than when it was when they went in. And you expect them to make the proper adjustment without the right support. It's not happening. The recidivism rate gonna stay there. They're not giving us no they're not giving us no rehabilitation or nothing in prison. That's a joke. Rehab is a joke. So of course the guys that are coming out. Now I've established an organization, a recidivism program that would help people coming out. And it consists of, my board consists of most guys who have done 20 and 30 years.
Yes.
And got out and was able to make the proper adjustment.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna launch this program. I'll let you know about it. We're gonna launch it in another couple of weeks. I'm just trying to get it together right now. That's what I want to put.
And we support you. Now, what's the name of it again? Let's say it. And at the same time, give us your GoFundMe page while you're doing that. The name of your organization, and give us your GoFundMe page.
It's Glynn Simmons, Grace Redemption Salvation. And
that's your GoFundMe page?
That's my GoFundMe page. If it's not, you'll see this. No hate. On my GoFundMe page. No hate. That's my tag, I had this tattoo.
Oh, Mr. Simmons, let me say something, Mr. Simmons. For you to come out and have no hate, I salute you.
Yes.
Because a lot of us would have came out with bitterness. Even though we got out, we still would have been very bitter. But you came out with a great mindset.
Now, don't get it twisted. Now, I'm still pissed off. I'm real pissed off. But the thing is, bitterness and anger and stuff, it has its own type of energy. To sustain that, it has its own type of energy, and that energy takes you in places you don't want to be. So I learned to suppress that, and I learned to turn that energy into something positive. That same bitterness from all the disappointments and letdowns.
Now, Mr. Simmons, are you the youngest person that was ever on death row in the state of Oklahoma?
No, it was 116. Now that you say that, let me say this here. I got a good friend of mine. I want to give him a shout out, and I want to always put his name out there every time I give an interview. Good friend of mine. We call him Guns, Young Guns. He turned 15 in the county jail. 2 weeks ago, he turned 50 years old. And then they threw him away. Just a throwaway child. Those guys, got a lot of guys in there like that. We didn't even forgot what crime they in for. Some crime, we didn't forgot what crime they've been in so long. So those guys like that, they need attention. They need a chance. They have never been given a chance.
That's they do. You can call their names out. You can call their names out on WarCry. That's what we're all about.
His name is James Lewis.
Yes.
We call him Guns, and he in Oklahoma, Oklahoma Reformatory. And I told him every time I get him in the interview, I want to talk about him.
Now, he went in when he was 15?
He turned 15 in the county jail, so he got arrested when he was 14.
Wow.
And he's 15 in the county jail, and they kept him in the county jail back and forth until he was old enough to certify him as an adult and convict him and send him to prison. And he turned 15.
What was his charges? What did they charge him with?
Murder. He had a murder case, some gang banging stuff. You know how kids do. Doing the gang banging, and they,
Was he the youngest person in Oklahoma to have the death sentence?
The youngest person who was given the death sentence was a guy named Monty Eddings, white guy. He was 16 years old and certified him as an adult. He was on death row with me way back in the day. He was the youngest.
Okay. Now, Mr. Simmons, tell us something. You have a child. You came out. You have a son, right? You had not been with your son in 48 years. Tell us about that. Tell us about your son and your grandchildren, your great grandchildren.
Yeah, I got a tribe. I met a tribe of people that's, my descendants I had never met before. I had one son, and he was like 3 when I left. I told him I'll come back and get him. He don't remember, but I did, and I came back and I moved him out here with me. I'm suffering from cancer and stuff, so I needed his help, as a caretaker, and he needed my help because he was in an environment that wasn't, healthy for him. So I brought him out here to live with me from New Orleans, and he had three children, and they have a bunch of kids. That's my great grandkids, So that's my tribe. That's what I spend my time with, my great grandkids.
That's your legacy.
That's my legacy right there. And everything I'm doing now is about generational wealth. We talk about compensation and reparations and stuff. They won't have to pay such a price, but by education and compensation with the next generation.
Absolutely.
So, Mr. Simmons, the work you're doing now, that you're developing, what do you hope to accomplish with the new work that's going to be at your hands? What do you hope to accomplish now with the remaining of 40 years? Are we going to speak 40 years of life? Because we're speaking against anything that came against your body. We're speaking against that, Mr. Simmons. We're going to give you they took 48 years. We're going to speak 48 years back to you.
Thank you. I believe it happens.
Through the name of Jesus, through the word of Jesus, because you've got a lot. So what do you hope to give now to back?
I hope to heard some people talking about legislation, the Glynn Simmons Act. And I was asked, what would I contribute to the Glynn Simmons Act? We're a nation of laws. nothing happened except for by the laws. We stayed in slavery 300 and something years, not because of gun to our head or the slave master was brutally holding us down. It was because of this legislation, and they kept passing legislation for 300 years that would keep us in slavery. That's the same system that kept me in for 48 years. So, I could forgive the people, but the system needs dismantling. So my thing is, I gave notice 25 years ago about my innocence, and I got all the documents and everything to prove it. But I was barred from hearing the merits of my case because of some procedural default. I was actually innocent. The parole board, the commutation board, the pardon board, all these are entities of mercy. But they're trying to dispense justice where they're supposed to be doing mercy. These things this is what I'm trying to change. We shouldn't have to wait. We shouldn't have to wait 30 years, to get your innocence heard, But I was held back because of the procedural defaults, what they call res judicata and latches, meaning that I should have brought up the issue before, or I didn't preserve the right to challenge it now, because I waited too long, all that kind of, and I'm innocent. And so these procedural defaults prevented every one of them judges and every one of the magistrates that I done filed all these posts, they prevented them from looking at the merits of my case. And they kept denying me, not because of lack of merits, but lack of procedural, process. These things need to be changed. So my thing is to try to affect the legislative acts. I stayed in 48 years, and each year I was in prison, they was giving me 2 or 3 days earned credit, right? That means if I do 1 year, I get 3 years. You see what I'm saying? If I do 1 year, and this is by the legislative lady, they say earn credits. They didn't say good time or work time, they say earn. And you can't take something for me that I earn without due process. I'm gonna fight you all day long. If you're trying to, deprive me of what I earn. And so these legislative processes and stuff, and I've been arguing how many years is life? I done 48, and you gave me, 3 times that much. So I done 144 years. I've had 144 years sentence out of flat time, out of discharge. Mm-hmm. So tell me how many years is life? It's an indeterminate number because nobody can't put no number on it. Oklahoma outlawed indeterminate sentences 20 years ago. You see, so what they had me doing was death by incarceration, but they won't put no name on it. I wasn't doing a life sentence. I was doing death by incarceration. So they took it away from death by execution when they outlawed the death penalty, but they still had me under the death penalty with death by incarceration because they had no intention to never let me out. So these are the kind of things in the future that I want to change and bring light to, things that right before our eyes and we don't see how they work,
Okay, everyone listening, we want you to go to Mr. Simmons' GoFundMe page, and we want you to help Mr. Simmons. When he got out of jail, his GoFundMe page was 0. They didn't let him out. You didn't have any money when you got out. Is that true, Mr. Simmons?
Didn't have a dime. I came out absolutely broke. Well, I started trying to decipher what the Messiah was talking about when he said, "Why I marvel at the things I do when you can do even greater." Now, I had been hearing this all my life. A couple of years ago, I had an anxiety attack, and it just got to be way too overwhelming for me. But out of that anxiety attack came this revelation of Christ. And it wasn't just something you quote. He was giving us the power. He said, "Why marvel?" And he was talking to his disciples. Check this out, Pastor. He was talking to his disciples who had been sitting there watching him heal the lame, make the blind see, walk the water, steal the wind. He even said that he raised the dead. And he's doing all these things. And he tell these guys, he said, "Why marvel at the things I do when you can do even greater?" He didn't say the blacks could do it, or the whites could do it, or the rich, or the poor, or the Muslims, or the Christians. He said, "You can do it." And so I was bound and determined to find out what is he talking about. Everybody's saying they believe in Christ. You know what I'm saying? But they don't ever figure out what is he talking about, a practical thing that you can do. And it's a process. And the process starts with belief. That's the first step of the process. Ain't no instant healing. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell us about the process, but he gave it to us. He gave us the power. Jesus is not coming back to help you. He gave you the power to help yourself. You know what I'm saying? He said you can do it. So I started doing this. I started doing this manifestation thing, right? Turning all the powers in the universe into my favor, right? And it started working. That belief that I had, like a caterpillar and a butterfly, that belief turned into faith, and faith like that butterfly. You know what I mean?
Teach, brother. Teach, brother.
I said I wasn't gonna do this. You know what I mean?
You're all good. You're all good.
But it worked.
Yes.
And this what happened. Now this is like 8-9 step process. About 6 months before I was released from prison, I had already got to the stage, but part of the process where you're speaking it. You ain't just believing it. You're just acting. You're speaking it, right? And I'm like, my name is Glynn Simmons. I'm a free man. Every time somebody says something, and they say that guy finally lost his mind. Right? So I look up one day. I was in cell 112, and the very next day, I'm sitting in sitting in Pearl's restaurant eating a po' boy sandwich.
Go ahead, baby.
The manifestation, the manifestation of liberation is real. It is really, and that's what I'm saying.
Yes, Mr. Simmons.
But check this
out.
Let me double down on that about
Go
this
ahead,
manifestation.
brother. Take your time.
I came out of prison with stage 4 liver cancer. That's been what it is today.
Yeah.
The market is down.
What is it today? What is it today?
It was down to it was 40. It was 27 when I got out. Today it's down to 2.
Woo!
This is the manifestation of the restoration.
Yes, sir.
This is the manifestation of the restoration of health. It works on all levels. You think the manifestation of the accumulation of wealth ain't gonna come? I ain't worried about what them people give me.
That's right. That's right.
I ain't worried about. We in
right.
America. This is the richest country in the world. I ain't worried about.
That's right, Mr. Simmons.
You know.
That's right, Mr. Simmons.
I done raised enough money since I've been out from the charitable donation of people like y'all. State ain't give me a dime. Ain't said a word. I'm good thanks to the generous donations of people. You know, and it's manifestation.
And we want to do that.
Yeah,
but
it really does work.
I think that we need
we want to do that.
We want to actually
go ahead.
We want to actually approach the state and the federal government, like you said. They owe you. They owe us. And I don't just mean the money, but they need to give up all of this madness that they have as what they believe and make sure that they change. I like the fact that you have this recidivism program, because that's what you can use the GoFundMe for, to increase your funding. So that 501c3 that you're talking about now, I would love to support that in any way I can, as an advisor or as a therapist or anything that you can do. I'm a licensed clinical therapist.
Okay, and that's so that's good. That's good. I'm
let
gonna make
me know
sure I
what you
stay in
want.
Contact.
All right.
Yes, yes. I'm gonna give you his contact number, because we want now to just make sure
everybody on the panel's contact.
Yes, because we want to make sure that we hit up your GoFundMe page, period. Because we want you to live. We're part of you. I told you when I first met you, you was my cousin. And we've been acting as cousins ever since. And we've been talking almost every day. I support him every day. Mr. Simmons has been approached about a movie. He's been approached about books. He's traveling around, and he's now getting speaking engagement. So we've got to support Mr. Simmons. Because I may want to. Wait a minute, hold it. I'm gonna give it to you, Mr. Simmons. Can I be in your movies? I'm a good actress.
No,
we got a spot for you.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead, Eric. Go ahead,
Listen, Mr. Simmons, you should be the grand marshal of the parade, the Mardi Gras. That's what they need to give you today. If not this year, next.
I'm going to Mardi Gras next week.
All right, so you should be the grand marshal. You really should be. If I could find out who's in charge, I would tell them to change it. To you.
Yes, you see, you got us. I told you, Glenn, New York is for you. We on your side. Monty, you have anything to say? Because we're getting ready to wind it down. Monty, you have anything you like to say?
I'm just excited to meet a man such as yourself. You're a powerful man. God is definitely using you to open the eyes, to expose the wickedness of the system. When you see the Lady of Justice, she got a blindfold on, but one eye's open and one eye's closed. And that eye that's closed, that means they turn a battered eye towards us black people. So we got to fight the system. So I'm with you. Whatever you want to do, she could give you my information, and I'll definitely reach out to you. I'll definitely put some money on your GoFundMe page.
Thank you, brother.
I'm for you. I'm for you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay, Patton, what do you have to say? We're winding down.
I have to say that, as I said before, when I hear your story, I hear hope. You're such a man, and I know that you said that you weren't, you didn't come with that that hatred and that condemnation in the way that you speak, even though that I know that your heart has to have been broken, but how you arose above it, and we don't hear hate coming from you. We don't hear hate spewing out of your mouth, but we hear more of understanding and compassion. I think that's absolutely remarkable. I don't know how many people could stand behind something like that. I don't think I could stand 2 minutes behind something like that. I'd be yelling and screaming and carrying on. I don't know how I know me. I know my personality. I'd be the first one yelling. So the way that you have stood up through this, it's just an inspiration. It's just to let us know how you are. It's amazing.
And let me come in for a minute. He may have not finished but the 8th grade, Dr. Patton, but guess what? He's talking like a college graduate with a master's degree. Come on.
Excuse me. Absolutely. It's an honorary doctorate right now, Mr.
That's
Simmons,
right. You need to have an honorary doctor's degree because that's what you're speaking like and you're representing. Okay, Pastor Payne, your comments.
I just want to say the word persistent. He was persistent and he got it. And I thank God for you being persistent. And I'm so glad that I was able to speak to you because I'm going to tell the congregation about your story Sunday, the Black History. I'm going to definitely tell the people about your story because that's what it is. You have my number and everything. I definitely want to keep in contact with you.
Absolutely,
Again, you can help a lot of brothers.
I'll give them all the numbers. And I want to just bring up Bishop Butler, Christ for the World. Bishop Butler actually took up over $300. So we're going to be sending it to your one family. He was trying to be on here, but he had some technical difficulties. He's been speaking about your story to his people, and we're going to do what we can. If we got to have a meeting once a month, just the New York crew, we'll do that. See, we will meet because we're radical. See, Mr. Simmons, you know me. I'm very persistent. I'm very persistent. You can tell that because I keep going just like a bulldog. I keep going at you and at you and at you and at you. And guess what? We're going to do what we said. We're going to do. This is WarCry. This is Black History Month. This is our history that we were listening to. Now, next week, we're going to have another fantastic show. Now, just don't be about it. Go to Mr. Simmons' GoFundMe page. And guess what? Let's celebrate this brother. And we need to get a petition. We need to get a petition out because you do need to have the keys to the city. You do need to be celebrated by everybody. You do. Your story is a part of our history. And we salute you, Mr. Simmons. We thank God that the death sentence was overturned and you did not bow to Pharaoh. You didn't bow to Pharaoh. You didn't bow to Pharaoh. You held your pride. And that's what our kids need to know. So continue to work. Last comment. You can do the last comment, and then we're gonna close because we're gonna have Pastor Payne do the prayer. Last comment, Mr. Simmons. Anything you like to leave the listeners with? What would you like to tell our young black men?
I would like to tell the young brothers that you're much better than the worst thing you ever done.
I like that.
There's a definite reason why young black males is under attack. There's a definite reason for it. You know, we represent something that's real threatening when left into our own. We know the story about Black Wall Street in Tulsa.
Yeah.
You know, we know what happened when you leave us into our own, when you call yourself segregating us and we get together and do our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know what comes out of that. You know, 35 years after slavery, we done built, you know, a city. You know, we building it up. Let us ride for 100 years, and you know, we own this thing.
Yeah.
So it's a plan why they try to keep us hating each other, not liking each other. You know, let me say this. Let me leave you with this here. Read this book called The ISIS Paper by Dr.
Francis Cress Welsing.
Francis Cress, you know, God bless her soul. Yeah. It's called The Keys to the Colors. Well, her mentor was Dr. Neely Fuller, and she got a quote in her book about Dr. Neely Fuller, and what he says is this. He says, until you understand white supremacy, not only what it is, but mainly how it works, everything else you think you understand going to confuse you. Mm-hmm. You know, and we got to know how it works. Mm-hmm. How it really, really works. We attack this stuff when we fight it, but we don't really know how it works. Let me say this, Pastor, and this ain't got nothing to do with the guys who are doing the real Jesus work, you know, the liberation work. But the clergy has been complicit in a lot of this stuff because of the silence. Silence is complicit, you know, it's complicity. When we start this fight, this thing was established, this social construct that we live up under, we call racism and white supremacy. It was established with a whole lot of bloodshed, a whole lot of tears and bloodshed from all melanated people. It's not going to be dismantled without bloodshed.
Hello.
Understand this. That's right.
When we get to
what is that saying that you had? You said you're much better than your worst. What was that?
You're much better than the worst thing you ever done.
Okay.
Yeah. And look, let me come in. I will give it back to you. The revolution won't be televised. Hello.
It ain't gonna be on the internet. It ain't gonna be on YouTube or nothing. You know,
that's right.
It's happening in here. It had to happen right here. The revolution. Yeah. You know, the prophet said, never will God change the condition of the people until the people first change the condition of their hearts and minds. Change not only what you're thinking, but how you thinking. You know? Not only what you feel, but why you feel what you feel. And our people won't change, and we're gonna constantly catch this hell until we change our thought pattern. Everything in the universe, there's a pattern. The sun, the moon, the stars, the blood in your vein. It all works on a pattern. Your thoughts, you got a thought pattern. And the way we think is on a certain pattern, you know? We got to change the way we think and the way we approach things, the way we look at things. That's how I got out of prison. I didn't get out of prison because I was so strong and stayed down. I got out of prison because I changed the way I was looking at the manifestation of Christ. I changed the whole pattern how I was looking at it. And I looked up and I was free. So this is what we got to do.
Amen.
This is what we got to do. We got to change not only what we think, but how we think. It's not either or, it's either or and. Either or and. You know. Amen. We just got to.
Amen. Amen.
I just want to leave it like that. You know, we are the flavor. God gave us.
And black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. And I'm proud.
So we black all year round, but this month we blackity black. You know?
And Dr. Godet, I hate to bring this up, but you know the 6 components of the brain.
Yeah,
you've studied the brain. Come on, I'm not gonna go that way. That's for a different subject. But the 6 components of the brain, that's what Mr. Simmons was tapping in. If we tap into those components that we have, that God has given us to you, we never fully use our brain. We can manifest things. God gave us the power.
Absolutely.
But we can't manifest it because we haven't tapped into it. It's so much negativism that we've tapped into it. This is WarCry for Justice. And we'll be back next week at the same time learning about who we are. We thank you, Mr. Simmons. I love you. I'm going to call you. We want you to hit up his fund. Look, you're a part of us now. We're going to meet once a month or once every too much because see, we gonna get a T-shirt. You know, that's the way we do it in New York. We get a T-shirt now, and we're gonna send you a War Cry T-shirt. We're gonna have Pastor Payne to close us out in prayer. Go ahead, Pastor Payne.
Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we just want to say thank you. We thank you for this session this afternoon. We thank you for Glynn Simmons, how you have freed him. We want to say thank you, but not only him, but other men that you have freed. And Lord, let us, the information that we receive today, let us pass it on to the congregation, to the mosques, to the temples, to other individuals, that this will be history. And we just want to say thank you right now. We thank you for Glynn Simmons. We thank you for his family. We thank you for his children. We just ask you that you just have your way. Bless each and every individual that's on this line. And we give your name the praise, the glory, and the honor. In Jesus' name, amen.
War Cry for Justice. See you guys next week. We salute you, Mr. Simmons. We honor you, Mr. Simmons. You are awesome. Mr. Simmons for governor. Mr. Simmons for governor. Glynn Simmons for governor. You got our vote. You got our vote. I will call you later. See you later, guys. Love you. This is War Cry. War Cry for Our Children. Where the street meets the sanctuary and purpose meets power. Join me, Elder M, intercessor, street evangelist, prayer warrior, advocate for justice. We stand in the gap in the streets, in the courtyards, in the schoolyards, in the church, and on the block. This ain't just prayer. It's intercession. It's advocacy. We deal with real problems. Criminal justice, social justice, gun violence, social media, catfishing, human trafficking, mental illness, education disparities. We deal with it all here on WarCry. Our community has a voice. It's called WarCry. Each week, we link arms with community leaders, educators, pastors, parents calling out injustice. This is WarCry. This is not just a podcast. It's more than a moment. This is a movement. Join us. Let's give a voice to the problem and be the solution.
I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep them going.
WarCry. We're going to speak out for our children. Let freedom ring? No. There cannot be freedom until there's justice. WarCry, join us Mondays, 11 a.m. I'm just about to lose my mind. This is WarCry. Oh, they're trying to turn time back. But let us get out and give a voice to the problem. This is WarCry. Join us, be with us, or be gone. Don't push us. This is WarCry.
Trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.